Valley Talk on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
And good morning. This is Victor Coons with KGAL 1580 AM, and we want to welcome you all to the show this morning. We are going to be talking to some of the officers here at the American Legion Post 10 here in Albany. And we're going to be talking about their grand opening. But again, I want everybody to look outside. We got a little bit of an overcast out there today. It's gorgeous weather, though, and we're going to have a nice, cool day today. So everybody get out there and enjoy it. Come on down to the American Legion and take a look at this wonderful new building they have designed and set up. It's here for the community. It's here for the Legionnaires, and we're continually looking for new members. We want to thank all of you for coming out and listening today. And we are streaming this live on the web today. I believe it'll be streamed live on Vet Talk and also on Vets Helping Vets HQ. And I'm going to first, before we get started here and interviewing our officers, I'm going to turn the mic over to Dave Adams with KGAL radio station. He's got some wonderful announcements to make.
Okay, after the Vet Talk today, you'll be able to watch this live video. Well, not live video, but you'll be able to watch the video at KGAL.com later on. You're also able to watch it right now live at VetsHelpingVetsHQ.com and also OperationEaglesWings.us. Now, there is an announcement we do want to mention. There was an advertisement running this morning that was in error. The Collings Foundation Wings of Freedom Tour will be at the Corvallis Airport today from 2 through 5 p.m., not 9 to 5. They'll be there tomorrow from 9 to 5. So the World War II aircraft, the B-24 Liberator, the B-17 Flying Fortress, and the P-51 Mustang will be at the Corvallis Airport. They're scheduled to be there today from 2 through 5, tomorrow from 9 to 5, Thursday, June 13th, and then from 9 to noon on this Friday. And we'll be there live tomorrow during the KGAL Morning Show and also providing some live video on several websites. The plans are to provide live video on KGAL.com, also VetsHelpingVetsHQ.com, OperationEaglesWings.us, and OregonPulseNetwork.com. So here's Victor.
We do want you to get out there this weekend and take a look at these wonderful flying machines from World War II out there at Corvallis Airport. There are going to be tours out there, and you need to make sure you get out there and visit those and see them. You can also schedule for flights while you're out there on one of these airplanes. It's going to be a wonderful thing. And again, we're here getting ready to start the grand opening of the American Legion Post 10 of Albany, Oregon. And I understand you've got a ceremony coming up this morning, Tim? Or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
And what's going on with the...
Actually, Friday.
It's Friday. Yeah, this is Wednesday, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah, and Friday, and it's going to be a wonderful thing. We want to get a crowd out here. We want it so full that they're standing in the parking lots having to watch with big screen TVs. And so I believe that some of this is going to be videotaped, and so we'll be able to have those available. We can get them on our web page if you so choose. And you need to be here Friday, June 14th, 2013 at 1 p.m. We'll start the grand opening ceremony. They've got a lot of things going on. It's something you won't forget. You know, the American Legion here in Albany has done wonderful things throughout the years. I'm just going to highlight a few things, and then I'm going to ask my guests here to talk about them a little bit. The American Legion has been involved in this community in many ways. They started the first ambulance service here in town with an ambulance. They helped start the airport here in Albany. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, in 1925, we donated a ambulance to the city of Albany, their first ambulance. It was a Studebaker, and that started off, and then when we started the airport, I do not remember that, but they financed it for a long period of time, the operation of the airport. And our history is really too long and lengthy to go into much detail on, because we've been involved in many things up until the present day. And this ability to reopen our facility and become, once again, very active in our community, we're looking forward to.
And this is a wonderful facility that has been built here, as everybody knows here. About 2 years ago, I believe it was, that the Legion burned, 3 years ago now, that the Legion burned here in Albany and burned clear to the ground. And it has been a process of gathering donations, grants, and funds to rebuild. But the facility they have rebuilt is going to really benefit this community. One of the biggest things that's going to be available to the community out there is they have a huge banquet room, and they're going to be able to provide banquets for different organizations, programs. And we encourage the business leaders of this community to take advantage of this. And if you have programs for your companies where you want to do seminars and you want to do luncheon banquets for your people, bring them here. Come in and schedule. Don't wait. Get your event scheduled today, because it's going to be really important. The American Legion continues to support the community, and I know that all of our business leaders and our city leaders want to support the American Legion to see it a success for another 100 years. Tim, what do you got to say about this facility?
Well, you're absolutely right. We had this large banquet hall, and we have the capacity to hold 300 plus people. Seating arrangements will dictate that capacity, but not only is it large, it also can be broken down into 3 sections. So if your company doesn't have a large need, or family or weddings or anything like that, doesn't have a need for this size capacity, we have movable walls that we can break this down into a 3-section or a 2-section, as well as the large 1-section.
That's wonderful. How many people can you hold right now?
It's a little over, the capacity in this room right now that we're in is a little over 300.
300. Now, I understand that this weekend you're even going to have a couple of bands here playing after dinner.
Yes, we are. We have a great event scheduled for our grand opening. That's this Friday, June 14th, Saturday, the 15th, and Sunday, the 16th. On Friday, we have our grand opening ceremony starting at 1 p.m., and then we'll go in to about an hour's worth of the ceremony with the culmination of that, raising our post flag, and then ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce. We will move into, it's also the Army's birthday, so it's a celebration for the U.S. Army's 238th birthday. We'll have a cake cutting ceremony. We will follow our ceremony with hors d'oeuvres. And then 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. we have a dinner slated, with steak or crab louie, your choice. Then at 8 p.m. to 12 p.m., or a.m., I should say, we have live music by a group called the Parish Gap. Moving into Saturday, we have, starting at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Boy Scout Troop 100 will prepare a fantastic gourmet breakfast here. Wouldn't want the public to miss that. And it is open to the public, by the way. All events this weekend are open to the public. From 11 to 1 p.m., we have barbecue, hamburgers, and hot dogs. We also have an American Street Masters car show out in the parking lot. There will be some neat old vintage cars as well as newer ones. So please come down and see that. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., though, again, we'll have dinner on Saturday night with a choice of prime rib or fried prawns. Moving into live music at 8 p.m. till 12 a.m. in the morning, be Kathy Boyd and Phoenix Rising, a real great band there. Moving into Sunday, June 16th, starting at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., we have a Father's Day brunch. Again, bring all the fathers in, and we will delight their taste buds with a very good brunch. At 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., we have karaoke with Galen Shea, and there's a lot of crooners out there that want to come in, and again, it's all open to the public for all these festivities, so we look forward to the public joining us.
Well, Tim, have you picked out your song for the karaoke?
Really, I'm probably a one-hit wonder with that there, Victor. I have a couple that I sing, but nothing to really mention of, and my wife kind of pushes me into it, but that's about it.
Well, tell us a little bit about who and what the people have to contact here, and who the officers are this year, and what kind of programs do you have going on this year to really bring this big spark to this American Legion post in?
Well, moving forward with the installation of the new officers, our new Commander of the post will be Chuck Driver. Myself, Tim Beach, is the first vice commander. And we have Bob Griffin sitting next to me as the second vice commander. We have Annette Romans is our adjutant. A little lost at the others, but we have some new ones. We have a judge advocate, Kevin Hunking, and we really have some diverse ideas going forward, getting back to the old ways, but with a new, fresh start. Just like the phoenix rising from the ashes, we will be reborn and renewed to continue our mission support to the community, fostering youth programs, baseball, Boy Scouts, Boys and Girls State. We have other festivities that we share, and we're having a 4th of July picnic for the post. Moving on into the latter part of the years where we have the Veterans Day Parade. We'll be hosting that as well down here, kicking it all off in the parking lot. On into the latter year of Christmas and celebrations and things of this nature.
That's great. I also heard that just the other day I had a young lady stop by, and I understand you're going to be starting up the Legion Riders here.
Absolutely. They're an integral part of our organization. Something that the chapter it never died. It just went away with the building. So now that we have this new building, they're reintegrating the chapter into the post. And they were here having a couple of meetings to try and organize that and getting their new officers and stuff involved in how to align the club.
Before I move on to Bob, I did want to ask you one more question and get some information out there. Is that you are responsible, Tim, for the honor guard here? And what is your responsibilities, and what do you do for the community?
That's correct, Victor. It's such an honor for me to be the Honor Guard and Color Guard Commander, and I did take this program over from Bob, who ran it for 20 years. What we do is we get involved. We have an Honor Guard and a Color Guard. The Color Guard is a ceremonial guard where we do flag ceremonies, such as grand opening of the Walmart. We did that over in Corvallis. We just did the West Albany High School graduation, marching in the colors, and any other type of community events, such as the in July we have the mayor's yearly conference that will be posting the colors and retiring the colors. So I'm looking forward to that with the mayor, and we do veteran honor guards at either the churches when requested or at gravesite. We'll do the firing of honors. We do a 3-volley fire and presentations of flags and such, and playing of taps.
If families are looking for somebody to do an honor guard for one of our soldiers that have fallen or our veterans that have fallen, how do they get a hold of you, and who do they ask for to make reservations and to get set up to have this honor guard come out?
We can be reached by our post phone. It's 541-926-0127, and they'll direct that call directly into my office. Usually a lot of families go ahead and contact the funeral homes, who then will in turn contact me to get the arrangements set up for a veteran funeral.
Are you going to have the open house here? I'll go to Bob, I guess. Bob is the one that's sitting here right now. We're waiting for the commander that is leaving the post when the new commander takes over. But are you going to be open house here when you install new officers, or are you going to have a program at that time?
We will have a program for the installation of officers. Back to this open to the public thing for this weekend, and to keep that qualified, and we're calling it a recruiting thing, and we stress to you, the people who are veterans who do not belong to the American Legion, when you come down here for the grand opening, please have your ID with you, and we will try to sign you up to the American Legion, but we have to show that we are trying to recruit. We just can't open the doors up because of the way we're presently set up with the IRS and our laws. So, but please do come down And if you're not a veteran, that's fine. But if you are a veteran, please bring some proof, and maybe we can sign you up and help you in that way. Back to the scheduling of funerals, we prefer, and Tim will say that also, that you contact through your mortuaries. The local ones are well-versed in military honors, and they know what to do and how to set it up and everything. And we'd rather not be involved in the middle of it as long as we can. We will do it. It's just that we'd rather have the mortuary make all the arrangements through us.
Well, and that's important for everybody to remember that your local mortuaries have all the criteria of setting everything up and making it possible to have the honor guard out as needed. One of the things that I do want to go back on here just a little bit, Bob, is membership back here at the Legion. Our members here at the American Legion are very important to this organization in keeping the structure and keeping the programs going. With the amount of programs going on and the excitement that goes on with these programs, we are constantly looking for new members. Veterans are coming home. We're looking at, in the state of Oregon, about 35,000 new veterans returning from the military and from Iraq and Afghanistan. This organization here has been designed and set up today to bring in our young people. It's family oriented. They have a kids room here, I believe.
Yes.
They're going to have games for the kids. It's dinners will be served, lunches will be served. Breakfast, I believe, won't it?
On weekends, yeah.
And so this is turning into an organization that is family friendly, and we really want you to be out here. Bring your DD-214s with you. We have a women's auxiliary here that is strong. We need more women in the auxiliary to help build the program. And what we're going to do, as we talked about the membership, we're going to go on and take a break here because we need to go talk to our sponsors and have them talk to you. And when we come back, I'm going to introduce the commander of the American Legion Post 10.
Another fun event is coming up at the Mennonite Village, and you are invited. The McManus Comedies, featuring A Fine and Pleasant Misery, written by Patrick McManus and performed by Tim Behrens, will be presented July 26th at 7 p.m. The side-splitting one-man show introduces 12 zany McManus characters, from Rancid Crabtree to daft old Mrs. Swisher, from Strange the Dog to a deer on a bicycle. The McManus Comedies are family-friendly, hilarious stories about growing up in rural America. He is one of the most popular authors in the country, where his 23 titles have sold more than 6 million copies, and 5 of his collections of short humor have made the top 10 on the New York Times bestseller list. Yes, indeed, it promises to be a fun evening on the 26th of July, 7 p.m. in the Oak Creek Christian Center, just south of the Mennonite Village campus on Columbus Street in Albany. $15 tickets are available online at MennoniteVillage.org. Information is available by calling Whitney Olson at 541-704-4247.
More Ink Printing in Albany. The same people and the same passion for printing and serving you.
I'm Mike from More Ink. At More Ink, we can make your presentations pop, your business cards connect, and your brochures become bold. Letterheads, manuals, menus, flyers, event posters, and programs. We do it all at More Ink.
Mike and his crew at More Ink are still around to get your custom projects noticed. More Ink on Sandy M. Road in the Carriage House Plaza in Albany. Visit moreincalbany.com.
Call 541-928-2675 for More Ink.
The Albany Regional Museum is proud to show their brand new exhibit of Robert O. Ferguson's passion for carving and artworks of wood, ivory, and brass. Through the generosity of Robert and Esther's children, Gary and Nancy, the museum acquired a sizable collection of Mr. Ferguson's intricate carvings. An Albany native, many of his works were made out of single pieces of wood or ivory, designed to replicate the natural beauty of his subjects. See this and the newly updated interior of the Albany Regional Museum at 2nd and Lyon downtown.
Hello, this is Mark Tunstill, General Manager of Mallard Creek Golf Course in Lebanon. Have you always thought golf is too expensive or takes too much time from the family? At Mallard Creek, we promote families golfing together. All of our memberships include free golf for kids under 18, and memberships start as low as $99 per month. Visit us on Facebook or simply call Mallard Creek at 541-259-GOLF. That's 259-4653. At Mallard Creek, we honor the game's traditions and are leaving a legacy for our children's grandchildren.
Make every third Thursday count. Shop late till 8 in downtown Albany. Enjoy dinner. Explore the shops when Here Comes the Sun is the theme for June 20th. See what's hot for summer. Look for in-store specials. Enjoy musicians, artists, sidewalk dining, and after-hours shopping. It's all happening in downtown Albany. Visit downtown Albany and make your date to be there on the third Thursday of the month. Make every third Thursday count. Open late till 8 in downtown Albany.
Want to really know more? Just point, click, and learn from the Mid-Valley's best website, KGAL.com.
And we want to welcome you back here to Vet Talk this morning. We're at the American Legion, Post 10 here in Albany, Oregon, off of Pacific Boulevard. And again, for more information about what's going on down here at the American Legion this weekend and in the future, you can call 541-926-0127, and you can have all your questions answered just by calling in. Again, want to stress the importance of bringing your DD-214 down with you. Get joined up, become a part of the Legion here in Albany, Oregon, because we've got great things going on and a lot of programs that you can be involved in as a family, children, and as a Legionnaire. So it's really important. I'm going to introduce Brock. He is the commander of the American Legion, and in the process of that, he's going to give us a little bit of story about what has conspired over the last 3 years in getting this new facility put together. Brock, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Victor. 3 days after our building burnt down on July 4th, a lot of the new officers actually took office. So we took office without a building. A lot of turmoil, a lot of trials, tribulations that we had to overcome, but like most military, you see something in front of you, you adapt to it, you overcome it, and this building is a testimony of that. We started out talking and working with our insurance companies, working with the community, trying to do anything and everything we could to get this building. Started working with a really good contractor, Stan Clayton. Fantastic person. He's the reason we're in this building. We got a lot of donations and stuff through him and through his contractors. DJ Architect was another huge asset for us. He did the plans for us, donated a lot of his time. Finally, we found a location after months and months of looking for some place on 1st Street. And even though it was a temporary location, it allowed us to continue doing our programs, which we've never stopped doing. We've kept our programs going, working with the Boy Scouts, working with the baseball team, the Legion baseball team. Go Rockets. You can see them at West Albany, by the way. We've just been trying to keep our programs going and working here, trying to get the building done, and now we've got our building.
That's great, and it is a beautiful building. I can't stress it enough. One of the things that I've noticed here, they also have bingo here. And Bob, can you tell us what nights they do have bingo?
Well, at the present time, we're not being able to run bingo because we don't have a bingo manager. And we're looking for a bingo manager. Anybody out there that's interested in running bingo, please contact us, and we'll start the paperwork to get you certified by the Department of Justice for the state of Oregon, which is a lengthy process. And so we're temporarily shut down right now on bingo. But yes, that's been one of our primary charity ability to fund charity through bingo, because that's what it's designated for, charity funds.
Now, one of the things that I was talking to Tim about the other day, and Tim, he kind of slips and slides a little bit on me and says, I don't remember talking to you, was the fact is in this new building, there is one item that we are looking for, and we're hoping that somebody out there, one of our wonderful businesses in the community, can help us out. Tim, you remember?
You got me on that one,
I
Victor.
got
Go
you
ahead
on-
and refresh my memory, please.
We're looking for a portable stage, preferably one that can fold up and be put away and brought out for some of the programs that goes on. I know that there's a business out there just sitting there with aluminum portable stage that could be brought in and set up. If you are that business, just call in at 541-926-0127 and tell them you've got a stage ready to go.
That's awesome. Yes, thank you. We are in desperate need of a stage. We'd like to provide band music and such, but right now we're on a single-level concrete slab, so a stage would greatly enhance our abilities to provide entertainment here at the Legion.
And with a portable stage, it can be set up whether you close one curtain, two curtains, or three curtains, and it could be used in any one of the areas. And as a portable stage, it could be used for other programs as well.
Most definitely. We perform many functions down here, ceremonial type functions, such as the Marine Corps birthday ball or anything like that. Official functions that we have here in the post, it would be gracious to have a stage where individuals could come up and be recognized, or when we're holding our post meetings.
Absolutely. One of the things that the American Legion does do is they service our veterans in helping with their benefits, with programs going on. I have worked very closely with the officers here myself through Vets Helping Vets HQ with helping veterans get their benefits. And a little bit, Tim, I'll let you and Brock talk a little bit about how our partnership has worked and what's going on.
Certainly. Well, thank you very much. And that is correct. You've been a great partner with the Legion to help veterans out there gaining all their deserving benefits. What we try to do here at the Post is networking through organizations such as yourself. And here at the Post as well, we plan on having in one of our rooms a computer where we can assist the veterans either gain their DD-214s, we can go online for that, get their personnel records, their medical records, or anything else that they need assistance with in contacting the VA or anything like that.
Yeah, not only that, our current service officer, who, Nat Romans, who's been through quite a few of the classes and then is continuing to learn more, we have the law books and the way to go about helping claims where we've never had that in the past. And it's been a great asset to allow us to do those sorts of things for veterans and for the community, to be an extra person out there to help file claims, to go over different things with the veteran, what they're going to need, which is something we found out when they say they're going to get your records for you. When you're talking about the service officers, they are so overburdened at this time. Having that extra person out there to help the veteran get that sort of information for their claim helps out, and it just allows us to be a little bit better at what we're supposed to be doing, and that's helping our veterans in our community.
That's right. Our first process here in the American Legion is bringing the veterans in, finding out what their needs are for themselves and their families, and how they can fit into the American Legion family, and how their families can also go out and continue to help other veterans. I think a little bit of it is what we believe is we'll pass it forward. We'll continue to help all of our veterans, whatever their needs are. The American Legion, like I say, is partnered up with Vets Helping Vets HQ. But this weekend is really important for our community to come out and show support to the American Legion. Last count I had, we had 52,000 people here in the city of Albany, and that's not including our surrounding areas, such as Millersburg. I'm hoping that I see what I see on Veterans Day out there, that honoring our soldiers and being able to stand up and say thank you, that we see 60,000 people standing out here in this parking lot come Friday evening and Saturday. It would be wonderful to show that support and say thank you to every soldier that has served in this country right here out of this community. So this is very important. One of the things I do want to say, which Tim, Bob, and Barack can help me out here, One of the sponsors of this weekend's event is KGAL and K-Show radio station that also is here today helping us put on this show for you. So I want to thank them. They have been unequivocally strong in the support of veterans through their radio station. Charlie Eads over there, the president of and the CEO of KGAL K-Show, is a past military veteran also, and he prides himself in what we do in the community for our veterans. He's very strong in it, and I want to thank him for his efforts to help all veterans. Bob, you've been here a lot of years. A matter of fact, you withstood the smoke when the last building burned down. So you're still here.
Not quite, but
the building burned, but you kept right on trucking. Tell us a little bit about our history here.
Well, our history is that we've been here since 1919, and at the present time we are the largest American Legion in the state of Oregon. And my understanding is, according to stats, there are 300,000 veterans in the state of Oregon. 30,000 of them belong to the American Legion. That's 10%, folks. 10% of veterans that don't belong to this organization. And we are trying to increase that percentage. We could be much more effective if we had larger numbers. Politicians listen when we talk about veterans benefits and other items that are of interest to the community and the nation. And it's very important that you become a member so that you can realize what your benefits are and who can help you get those benefits. Now, we referred to our new judge advocate, which we just took on, Kevin Hunking. He is very experienced in law, and he is going to be a great asset for this post to help veterans in the legal ends of getting the paperwork and push on to get their benefits that they possibly aren't getting right now.
It's going to be really important that we have this throughout the communities, throughout all of our organizations. And the American Legion is a very strong partner in making sure that veterans get their benefits. We're going to be talking a lot about benefits that you can obtain through the American Legion. But one of the things that you've heard us mention but haven't heard us talk about, which is a hard-working part of the American Legion and does a lot of programs. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the auxiliary of the American Legion. So we're going to take a break right here. Thank you.
The Osgood File, sponsored in part by LiftMaster Garage Door Openers. Use your smartphone to open or close your garage door anytime from anywhere. This is Charles Osgood. Remarkable as the human brain is, there's no way a human could do what a monarch butterfly can, to migrate with precision from Canada and the United States to a particular tree in central Mexico. Henrik Mertz, a professor of neurosensory science at the University of Oldenburg in Germany, has done a study of this, and he says not only is the human brain unable to do that, but our brains don't even want to accept that the butterflies can.
Normally, if you would tell somebody studying navigation that an animal with a fairly poorly working compass would be able to find specific trees 3,500 kilometers away, people would say you are crazy.
In a moment, you'll learn why two very simple rules apply to every monarch butterfly. Where will you be when you remember you left the garage door open? Halfway to the office? Halfway around the world? Well, if you've got a LiftMaster garage door opener with MyQ technology, you've got nothing to worry about. With LiftMaster, you can use your smartphone or computer to open or close your garage door from anywhere. You can turn your house lights on or off, too. And LiftMaster garage door openers with battery backup keep your garage door working even if the power isn't. Find a dealer near you at liftmaster.com. Why turn to a trusted choice agency for your insurance needs? Because a trusted choice insurance agency is an independent advocate that works for your interest, not for any one company. That allows them to find the coverage, the company, and the price to fit your needs. They pledge to treat you as a person, not a policy. When you're looking for a trusted friend in the industry for home, auto, life, or business insurance, turn to Trusted Choice. Visit trustedchoice.com today. The 3,500-kilometer migration route of the monarch butterflies takes them between the sea and the mountains.
The monarchs follow two simple rules: don't cross big water bodies and don't cross mountains.
Not a complicated notion. They easily can see the ocean, and the mountains are so high they're bound to catch a monarch's eye.
This whole migration is possible because of this natural funneling effect of the geography. Otherwise, the whole thing would probably not be possible.
And yet they surely cannot see a landmark like a certain tree. What is there in a monarch's mind that makes that possible to find? How does he know which way to go? Professor Moritzen says he can't answer that yet, nor can we.
The very last bit, how they find the specific trees in which they overwinter in Mexico, they will have to have some other mechanism, and that mechanism is still not known.
Much to the professor's sorrow. Not today, maybe tomorrow. The Osgood File. I'll see you online at Facebook, Twitter, and at theosgoodfile.com. This is Charles Osgood on the CBS Radio Network.
Going out to lunch at a nice restaurant can be expensive, and the big portions put you more in the mood for a nap than a productive afternoon. Mama's Fine Italian to the rescue. The small appetite senior menu is just right. Anyone and everyone is invited to order from the Light Appetites menu for lunch from 11 to 4 p.m. with tasty entrees beginning at only $4.95. Why go hungry or go anywhere else for lunch? Eat healthy, eat light at Mama's. Closed Sunday and Monday, so make the most of Tuesday through Friday and join your friends at Mama's for lunch. Dinner only on Saturday. Mama's features charbroiled steaks every day. Make reservations for dinner or pick up a bottle of fine wine. Seating is limited, so please call for reservations. 541-451-5050. That's 451-5050. Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop on West Oak between Main and 2nd in Lebanon, across from the Big Blue Napa Auto Parts building.
If you're looking for value, see the deluxe or premier compact tractors from Kubota at Lynn Benton Tractor. The B-Series models are surprisingly quiet, and you can choose from 3 different low-emission diesel engines. Among Kubota's performance-matched implements, you can add front loaders or mid-mount mowers. With power, features, and choices, Kubota's B-Series has everything you value in a compact tractor. Check one out today on McLean Street in Silverton or along Highway 99E in Tangent at Lynn Benton Tractor.
Valley Talk, weekday mornings on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
We're back on the air. And while we're getting ready and get started to talk about the women of the auxiliary, I'm going to mention once again that we mentioned earlier, and that's the Wings of Freedom tour of the World War II vintage Boeing B-17 and the Fighting Forces. You know, for your interest, and if you want to go out and see and take your kids out and see a spectacular sight, these planes are going to be flying into Corvallis approximately at 1:30 in for their landing. They're going to be set up on the tarmac for display at 2 o'clock. But one of the things you might want to do is get out there towards the Corvallis airport. They'll be flying in from the south, and you'll be able to watch these planes come in and hit the tarmac. That would be a spectacular sight, something your kids should see, and see what these huge planes that we used during World War II are doing and what they can do. These are spectacular planes. I'm going to very quickly hold a picture up here so they can see it on our YouTube site. And these are some of the planes that are going to be flying in today. So if you get a chance, take a look at it. Go on Vets Helping Vets HQ webpage, and you can see what we've just shown, or it will be streamed live on KGAL later this afternoon. So get out there at 2 o'clock, see these airplanes. If you can, get out there a little earlier, and you'll see them approach the tarmac right out coming from the south. We're going to go back to our women's auxiliary, very important of the auxiliary. I always say it's like a marriage. The women here are very well needed. They are very well appreciated, and they are a big part of the organization here. And I'm going to ask all 3 of these gentlemen here today, Brock, Bob, and Tim, to fill us in on the importance of the women's auxiliary and what they do.
I will start it. Without the Legion Auxiliary, we are non-functional, basically. We can continue to do our programs, but without the feminine touch and the unity of the family, which we stress, we just don't have it quite. They furnish the feminine, tender side of the group to help us in our programs, and they also have a very large program on their own plate that they work at. And anybody that is related to a veteran, down to the great-granddaughters, can belong to the American Legion Auxiliary.
And I'd just like to add that our auxiliary is very, very active. Currently, they work with the Roseburg veterans. They bring them up to the Albany area for lunch, bingos. They supply blankets, a lot of different items that raise the quality of life for these veterans that they wouldn't otherwise have. They're also very, very active in blood drives throughout the community for the Red Cross. Huge member of Points for Profit. And their Points for Profit allow girls to go to Girls State and the Girls Nation, which is a very, very good program here in the community.
With the Legion Auxiliary, we're able to accomplish many tasks that help complete our mission, and they helped fund that through their charitable efforts. One of the programs that they do is they sell poppies. They're made by veterans themselves, and they're in local communities such as our post offices and such to try and sell as many poppies as they can. And of course, they have a goal in mind so that they can continue to support veterans' families and get them the help and assistance that they need. Now, to be an eligible member for an American Legion Auxiliary, it's a diverse group, and it can be a mother, wife, daughter, sister, grandmother, granddaughter, great-granddaughter, or a veteran themselves, in a sense, that they can join this wonderful program.
Well, that's one of the things that we need to understand. And here, one of the big programs that they do here, well, actually they do several, is they actually sit here and make quilts, they make Afghans, and they provide those for the Roseburg Hospital to our veterans that are in the hospitals, a little comfort item that will help them. They also help with provide them with health and comfort items, such as toothpaste, toothbrushes, things like that, that are being donated. Sometimes they have to go out and purchase them because the donations come in slow. So if you have, and you're going through the store or the pharmacy, you stop by and you pick up 3 or 4 extra toothbrushes, a few extra tubes of toothpaste, some powder, lotion. The small bottles, traveling bottles, are the best. You bring them in and drop them off at the Legion. Say, here, this is just another way that I want to support one of our veterans that's in the hospital. Another way is those unwanted items you have laying around your garage that is nice but yet can be used. The Ladies Auxiliary every year does a huge garage sale. And I do understand they're getting ready to have one this summer, and they're going to be looking for a lot of good, functionable items that can be sold to help build their coffers for some of the programs that they do throughout the year. So let's support our Women's Auxiliary, and through them, they'll continue to support our veterans that are in the hospitals and the programs and our youth out there. So this is very important to get up here and get done. But one of the things that we're going to go back to was he talked about membership for the auxiliary. Well, I'm going to talk about a little bit about membership for our veterans and some of the things that they are looking for. And that is, if you've served in any war or you served during August 1990 in concession hostilities, December of 89, January of 90, there's a many dates here. U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, United States Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines are all eligible to join the American Legion. So let's get in here with our DD-214s and let's make it happen. We're going to take our last break here, and we're going to come back and sum up the show and say thank you.
Well, I like to see what farmers brought from the fields around to the market lot. Seems every week it's a different crop down at the farmers market. Down at the farmer's market, the best berries and cherries you've ever seen. Sweet corn, tomatoes, peaches and beans, and cider and pumpkins for Halloween. Down at the farmer's market, down at the farmer's market.
The Corvallis Albany Farmers Markets are now open Saturday in the City Hall parking lot at 4th and Ellsworth in downtown Albany, and every Wednesday and Saturday on the north end of the riverfront in downtown Corvallis. Enjoy live music and a large variety of locally grown farm products. For more information, log on to locallygrown.org.
At the farmer's market, friends and neighbors gather round. At the farmer's market, see what can be found. There's fruit from the orchards and produce from the ground. And you can meet the folks who grew it when the farmers come to town.
See you there.
Many people who switch their car insurance to Geico for the savings end up staying for the excellent customer service. That's why Geico works very hard to make sure every customer is satisfied. In fact, Geico's customer satisfaction is 97%. And the 3% who aren't satisfied? Well, there's just no pleasing some people. But we're working on it.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
My car's a sauna. What's with this air conditioning?
You need an AC Pro.
Know any?
Yeah, you.
You got me confused with somebody else.
You're a pro with new do-it-yourself AC Pro, the 10-minute cold air solution.
But
You know where to find the hood?
That thing up front?
Exactly. AC Pro's easy, fast, and saves you money. You'll have your car's AC blowing cold air in minutes, guaranteed.
I did it. It's like a freezer in here.
Be a pro with new AC Pro, the 10-minute cold air solution.
Got a sweater?
Celebrate Japan at the 16th Annual World Beat Festival on June 29th and 30th at Riverfront Park in Salem. World Beat 2013 will feature a non-stop program of international music and dance with special guests from Japan. Experience everything from Japanese cooking lessons to Rakugo Japanese comedy to a kimono fashion show. Headline band Gary Small and the Coyote Brothers will perform Saturday evening, leading into the grand finale with Portland Taiko, Earth and Essence Fire Dancers from Eugene. Recently named Best Performing Arts Festival, this year's World Beat features non-stop fun for all ages. Feast on the ethnic food and shop for clothing and gifts from distant lands. Join the celebration Saturday from the Small World Parade kickoff to the Lion Dances of Tako Fuji Dance Company. On Sunday, cheer on the World Beat Dragon Boat Races. Feel the heartbeat of the world at Salem's Riverfront Park on June 29th and 30th. For more information, visit worldbeatfestival.org. World Beat is sponsored by American Family Insurance, Fred Meyer, Kaiser Permanente.
Hear the truth and only the truth from your cultural crusader, Michael Medved, on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
And we're back on the air again, and we appreciate you taking the time out to listen to our sponsors that keep this show on the air. Again, I want to thank all of our sponsors out there for what they do for us. But most of all, I want to thank the veterans that are in our community and the service that they've given this country to continue to help with the beliefs that we have in protecting the Constitution and the freedom of this country. I want to thank all of those veterans out there that have dedicated their lives and signed that blank check. We so often forget the prices paid for to keep what we have here in this country. So thank you to all of our military brothers and sisters out there and our veterans today. We have so many programs that we would need 2 more hours just to talk about. A lot more of them coming on. But one of the big things to remember that we're going to highlight one more time, and I'm going to turn the floor over to our 3 guests today from the American Legion Post 10, and that is the grand opening ceremony starting June 14th, 2013 at 1 p.m. And I'm going to turn it over and let them tell you a little bit of what you're going to see tomorrow, or Friday.
Yes, at 1 o'clock we will start the ceremonies. We're going to try to make it as military as possible. There's going to be a bugle utilized to assemble, and then attention. It's basically a program where the colors will be marched on. Then we'll go through the recital of the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll have the national anthem sung by a lady from Corvallis, and then we'll get into our speaking bit. And we'll have guest speakers. The leader of the Oregon Department of American Legion will be here. and we'll have some local politicians speaking. Along, the mayor will be included, welcoming the new building to the city of Albany. And at the end, we will retire the colors as per set forth in the bylaws and protocol, and then the tour of the building for the people that showed up to attend the service. And then, as my partner said, 2 to 4 will be hors d'oeuvres and wandering around and whatever for you folks. And that'll be primarily our Friday grand opening. Then we have the normal dinner and music by the Parish Gap. So, Tim?
Right, as the color guard goes for the grand opening, Bob, we're steeped in history, and so it's very important. But one thing of note that when this building burnt down by an arsonist back 3 years ago, we have the remembrance photo of the firefighters putting out that flame, lowering our post flag. So we'll have a ceremonial raising of our post colors, and that's very near and dear to all of us, I'm sure.
And we want to make sure everybody in the community comes out and sees what we've done for the community. This building allows us to do so much for our community with our programs. You veterans out there, get in and see what we're doing for you. Come check out our children and youth room, our quiet room. Check out our banquet facilities, and see what your officers and the members here at the post have been doing to make this a better and greater American Legion, one that everybody in the community can be proud of. And we just welcome you all down this weekend, and come and enjoy the festivities and celebration.
One of the things I've noticed about the American Legion, they're always open to ideas. All you have to do is come in and talk to one of their officers that are in the building that day and present your ideas, and it will get to the meetings and the appropriate people, and they can discuss it and figure out if it can be implemented within the programs that they already have here. I also want to thank the American Legion for their help and their sponsorship and what they've done for Vets Helping Vets HQ. I do want to mention that the American Legion is going to be cooking for the picnic this year, August 17th. And they did it last year. The American Legion stepped up and said, Victor, you're no longer cooking after I blew myself up 2 years ago. So we had a lot of fun. They're going to be doing a lot of cooking, and it'll take them 2 days to do the cooking before the picnic. We want you to come out and enjoy it. It'll be at Timberland Park, August 17th, and starts at 10 a.m. This weekend, I want you to come in Friday. The officers are in office at this time. Will be here to greet and meet you. Also, the upcoming officers that will take over the post in July will be here to be so they can meet and greet you and welcome you to the club also. So bring out your DD-214. Be involved. This is your club. If you are a veteran, remember, this is your organization. It belongs to everybody. So again, we want to thank everybody for taking time, listening to what we have to say. Help us out and help yourselves out. Make sure that we step forward. We are going to be going off the air here in just about 30 seconds, and we are saying thank you once again to all of our veterans, and we will see you this Friday for our grand opening here at the American Legion, Post 10, Pacific Boulevard in Albany, Oregon.
Hoorah.
Locally owned and operated, this is the very independent News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.